Braves 14-11 now.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9
They
teams.
got no pitching.
9 teams in the National. Are y'all going to make the playoffs?
Probably not.
I mean, you've got it says 1-game lead, but Marlins are 5 wins behind you.
This is the only reason why I say probably not. Because we could not finish off the Nationals. And the Nationals have not looked good all year. We struggled with the Phillies when we played the Phillies. We won the recent bout against Miami. But can we do it again? I don't know. And the reason why is because I think I brought the statistic up Monday. And I don't know if Zach has seen this statistic. Before the Braves, if the pitcher is not named Soroka or Freed, they have an 8.3 ERA.
Is that this year?
Well,
This year!
This year.
they have a playoff percentage of making the playoffs of 83. So I'm going to say we're going to make the playoffs.
Listen, if we do, it's not what we should have been at. With Soroka, I think we're a top 3 seed.
Zach,
now we're fighting for a wild card
Is that
spot.
what that P off is? All right.
P off? That's what it said. That's what it means.
Percentage of making playoffs is
All right.
what it is.
Exactly.
Okay.
Look at that. Okay. Now look at the 2 teams below Atlanta. Miami's 9-8 with a 15%. The Phillies are 9-9, one more loss, and they got a 66%. What math am I looking at? Are they going into the matchups that deep to pull that out?
But you would be playing each other.
Yeah, there's the same record.
You'd be playing each other most of the time.
Like
66%.
I just want to read you off the scores with our recent losses. So we just lost the Nationals.
Nope. Here's what I think it is. Let's wait right there. Never mind. Take it. They ain't
I was just gonna
they ain't
say-
played as many games, but they still the runs scored and runs against.
I
are
was just gonna say, going off of my little theory, because it was a tweet, and I usually kind of trust stuff on Twitter sometimes, at least when they come from credible sports analysts. But so in our recent loss to the Nationals, we gave up 8 runs. Even when we beat the Nationals the 2 nights before, we gave up 6 runs to them, and 1 because of a Dansby Swanson homer to walk off. We beat the Marlins 4-0. Okay, we beat the Marlins 2-1. We lost the Marlins 8-2. We lost the Yankees 6-3. We lost to the Yankees 9-6. And then we lost to the Phillies 13-8. There seems to be a trend here. We let up a whole bunch of runs. We let up a lot of them. And apparently Atlanta, possibly today, is calling up their highest graded prospect to play. Kevin, do you know what position he plays?
Nah.
Outfield.
That's gonna be
That's really going to be helpful for our pitching woes. Jeez, man. Speaking of Kevin, Cardinals are up right now 5-1 on Chicago. On the Cubs.
I'm trying to get your internet up
Mine?
so I could show people what you were looking at, but it doesn't.
It doesn't want to work. It doesn't like it.
It's too.
Yeah,
low.
I'm just, people are going to say, well, what were you looking at? I'm basically looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe the last 8 games for the Philadelphia Phillies. That's exactly what I was looking at. Or not the Philadelphia Phillies. Last 8 games for the Atlanta Braves. And so out of those 8, we won 3.
I was going to say 4-4 is what I was
No, we
thinking.
3-5.
Every time I keep
Lost to
keeping
the
up with
Phillies,
them, they're
lost to the Yankees,
500.
lost to the Yankees, lost to the Marlins. Then we go on a 3-game win streak. Marlins, Nationals, and then we get beat by the Nationals. So we were 3-5 out of our last 8. If you want to look at it, Braves fans, out of the last 10, we're 5-5. So we are 500. But I think me and Kevin talked about that like a day or so after Soroka had gotten hurt. For us to still just to be able to make the playoffs, all we would have to do is go 500. Just win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. So far, in the last 10, we're 500. But I would kind of like for us to, pull away a little bit in our division because Miami gave us trouble. It looks like the Nationals are going to give us trouble, and they're going to be chomping at the bit to just take over for the Braves because we ain't got no pitching. So for a year that started off with a lot of promise, it immediately seems to have gone down the drain with the snap of an Achilles with Soroka. And I just don't understand how a team can only have 2 viable starting pitchers. I don't get that. I'm pretty sure you go through 5 pitchers before the first guy comes back to pitch.
Usually you got 2 studs,
You couldn't have at least 3.
2 solid guys, and a questionable guy.
The rest of them is just all questionable. If their average ERA is like 8.3, and then the other 2 was like 2,
Yeah.
it's a substantial gap.
So Willie McGee, speaking of ugly, Zach, decided to opt out the rest of the season for Corona, and they replaced him with Jose Akendo, who used to be their coach, and so they brought him back. So brought Akendo back. They're up right now 5 or 6 to 1 on the Cubs.
That's 5-1 in the bottom of the 3rd.
They're one game under 500 right now. If they win this game, that'll put them at 500 in the 2nd spot in the division.
Have they come out and said how you're going to make up those games?
Yeah, they're playing.
Just double headers as like constantly?
Yeah, they got 7 doubleheaders in the next 2 weeks. I think is what it is.
Jeez.
I saw the exact tweet number. It is 7 doubleheaders, and they said they're going to play so many games, and it's like 50 games in 35 days or something like that.
It'll be very interesting.
But the Cardinals are going. Put it this way: the last 2 weeks, Hunter, I didn't get to see any Cardinals highlights. The next two or three
That's
weeks,
all you're gonna see.
It better be nothing but my timeline.
That's all you're going to see.
Yep.
They're just going to be playing, oh, game 1's done, but don't worry, game 2 is getting ready to start.
They're going to play in just a little bit, no matter what. What time is it? It's got to be Cardinals baseball
It's
time.
Cardinals time. What if they came out and were like, all right, we're going to play 5-inning triple header. We just got to get this in, gentlemen. A 5-inning triple header.
Honestly, to me, there's no reason they're not just playing 9 innings in the doubles.
That's probably a time thing.
Where do they got to go? What do they got to do? Shit, start at noon. Let's play ball. You got 12 hours to get two games
I was about to say, I would
start at noon. You got 12 hours.
I start at like 10 and then be like, just go.
I was talking to a guy. He's an older guy at church. He's actually friends with James Mason.
Yeah.
And we was talking about he loves baseball too, and we was talking about. I just made the comment that me and you were afraid that somebody was going to beat that 400 barrier on batting average this year.
Yeah.
And we was talking about how horrible the hitters are today. Because what started the conversation? I wore my Tony Gwynn shirt in. He was like, "Oh, I like that." He said, and somebody asked me. I think it was one of the younger kids said, "Who's Gwynn?" I said, like one of the best hitters to ever play the game. So we got to have it. I said, the hitters now. I said they either strike out or home run. And,
oh my God!
So how about
you can chalk this up tonight as a loss for the Braves, boys. Kyle Wright is on the mound. He's got a 7.2 ERA. He's 0-3.
That's all you need is 9.
God Almighty, man! 7.2. No, I was just looking at that though because that Christian Potch guy, he is in fact going to be playing tonight.
Zach, you're talking
Called
about
up.
home run or bust.
Yeah.
Trout's second in Major League Baseball in home runs. He has 1 double.
Wonder what he is in strikeouts.
Oh, I know. He's got 1 double. If his strikeout percent, he's batting .299,
which is good.
If his strikeout percentage was a batting average, it would be .286.
Yeah. So if he don't get a hit,
so
he's striking out.
He is 100% just as likely to get a hit, any hit,
yeah,
as he is to strike out.
Which is 50-50. That's
He's got
bad.
50.
He's not putting it in play. You know, he's getting hit or he's not putting it in play.
He gets 4 at bats. He'll get 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk, and then a fly out or a ground ball somewhere.
That's awesome.
He is consistent.
And ESPN puts him up there with Ken Griffey Jr. on their little thing the other day, and I have a nuclear breakdown.
It's just to me, talking Griffey is we're talking on another level of players. And until someone gets there, it's just.
I made the argument on there because they were, all these, and it was some of the people that were my age. It was posting it. One of them I used to work with, and I'm like, can he field like Griffey?
No.
Does he have a Hall of Fame? Does he have 10 Gold Gloves?
Does he have 1?
No. Does he? So I was having. I had to turn.
He don't have one. Trout don't have 1 Gold Glove, 140 double season. Griffey had 7 straight 40 home run seasons.
I'm done with it.
Hunter, 7 straight 40 home run seasons. Now do the math on that. What's 7 times 40? 280.
280.
Trout's got like 287 home runs in his career in his 9.5 years. So Griffey in 7 straight years did that basically with home runs. It's just a weird thing. Like 286, Zach. That's your strikeout average, not your getting out. striking out 286. That's amazing. I'm just trying to think in high school. I had 4 strikeouts, I think, my senior year in 30 games. That's 4 at bats, 120. Say I walked, says 100. I might be struck out 2% of the time. 5 out of 100, that's what?
Because
5%.
they don't. There's 2 things, whether you're talking basketball or you're talking baseball. Basketball does not focus on free throws, and baseball, when they teach it now, they don't focus on making contact.
That's wild to me. Like just the fact of not everybody's even has the power to hit it out. So you would rather me. I'm just thinking about going back and playing as in high school or something, and just thinking about a coach trying to tell me to hit the ball out of the park, or strike out.
I don't even remember that.
Like they didn't even tell the Johnsons.
Look, son, you got one of two. Look, son, you got
one.
1 of 2 options: either swing for the fence, or you might as well take your happy ass back. Take your happy ass back to the dugout.
The furthest ball I ever hit, Hunter, dead center, and I didn't try to hit it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to make contact because the pitcher threw 92. So I was just trying to get my bat out there and let it go. And honestly, like I said, I'm a doubles hitter. I never really swung. I almost swung, put it this way, at like a golf club. So, the big bombers get up there and they hit as far as they can. They don't care how far left or right it goes. I'm going to try to hit it down the middle. Me. So to me, like I said, when I didn't strike out, contact was the biggest thing for me. Was that I'm going to put the ball in play. I'm going to make something happen, something move.
That's me in golf. I just swing.
Right. And for a coach to say, try to hit it out, that would just be such a weird. Like you can't do it. You can't try to hit it out. That's what's weird about the war, and it doesn't take in situational hitting or how many times you get out on. You don't get out on purpose. But Zach, how many times have you hit a ball, or just smoked it, and it goes right at somebody?
Oh yeah,
and you're out.
And you're like, wow.
You know Rusty Haynes.
Mm-hmm.
His brother Trent was my age, and Hunter, we've got the books on it. He lined out in 16-year-old All-Stars, 11 straight at bat, 11 straight line drives caught by somebody in the infield.
Especially when it's one of them hot ones.
Oh, and you could just imagine how mad he was. Like he's just stroking it.
Yep, because he's hitting and his average is just going into poo-poo.
Nothing. Yeah, he was 0 for 11, and he hit the ball harder than everybody. And he's 0 for 11. I would never forget that summer of him doing that, just stroking them balls. So another example, Hunter, in the Easter tournament, we're playing the Royals. He was drafted by the Royals, South Point, Devin Lowry.
Mm-hmm.
He threw about 92, 93. He didn't have nothing but he had a changeup, a fastball, and a cutter. And that was pretty much it. His curveball, he had weird motion. But anyway, so his basic thing was he was pounding the outside corner as hard as he could.
Mm-hmm.
First at bat, Zach, I lay on it and hit a rocket right at the right fielder. He took like one step to his left, line drive, caught it.
Mm-hmm.
Next at bat, I hit one off the handle, and it goes to the wall and is caught up against the wall. Almost hit it out on him. Third at bat, I pop one up down the right field line. Son of a bitch falls. The worst ball I hit all day. Got a base hit. Base hit, worst ball I hit all day. And in the paper, you know what it said? Hastings hit a frozen rope in the 6th inning for an RBI single. It was a pop-up down the line with 2 outs, and they were running anyway. But that's what the paper said. So you can imagine what they say about Trout and other people. But I'm just saying, like, in baseball, how many times you just swing, and you're hoping to make contact?
Well, at that level,
there's no
yes.
like, I'm going right, I'm going left.
At that level, when you're throwing 95 and you blink and it's already past you, it's like, yeah, man, I kind of just have to pray to God that I make contact with it.
Yeah, and then you talk about Tony Gwynn there, Zach. I just saw he had, before you came in, I actually saw a meme on him, and I'm trying to remember. I think he batted .302 with 2 strikes. Mm-hmm. And he only struck out 3 times in a game, maybe once in his career or something like in his whole career. It was something crazy like that.
I've got the meme.
He had 300, so many seasons of 300 in a row. Oh, that's just crazy. So as far as baseball goes, Hunter, you've got Braves, Marlins above 500, Phillies at 500, Cubs at 15-7. Dodgers have pulled away after a slow start.
Which is surprising to me because the Padres have been on a tear. The Padres have been playing just as good.
All right, let's talk about that real quick. That'd be something interesting to get into, kind of wrapping up near the end of the show here.
You talking about Tati?
Is Tatis
Yo, he's awesome.
Fernando Tatis Jr.'s antics or acts.
He's back at it again, that devil.
He's breaking the unwritten rules of baseball.
It's a joke.
And I played a lot of baseball in my life. I've broadcast a lot of baseball. I've umpired baseball, watched a lot. Again, out of the conversation we just had, Zach, about swinging and you're just making contact and the ball goes where it wants to go. Did you see the controversy with this kid?
Yep.
They're mad at him because he swung at a 3-0 pitch.
Okay, don't put it down the pipe then.
First of all, pitcher, don't throw 3 balls and no strikes. How's
that his fault?
Ain't that the point of hitting?
He got in trouble yesterday for stealing a base.
So then
Small ball.
He gives an FU to him by stealing third up 4 or 6 runs, something like that. But either way, you're in the middle of a baseball game. Why is it baseball the only sport that would get mad about people doing stuff like so? That's like getting mad at LeBron for getting a breakaway and dunking it or doing a 360 instead of doing
That's
a layup.
like getting mad at Alabama playing a cupcake and they hang 60 on them. Well, what the hell do you expect them to do?
These are professional.
The game's not over.
These are professional
It's not
players.
over.
If you can't throw somebody out stealing third,
He smoked him.
think about what the Rangers are doing, Hunter. They're mad because their feelings were hurt.
I don't know why they're mad because
Who cares?
You're getting paid millions of dollars.
did you see?
You're getting
I mean,
beat.
I'm actually on Trevor Bauer's side. You know, he's a pitcher, and he tweeted at Tati and said, "You did nothing wrong. You swung at a 3-0 pitch," and he basically was saying, "Guess what? The pitcher should have just pitched you all the way outside if he didn't want you swinging at something that was down the middle."
If you didn't want to give up 4 runs, walk him for 1.
Yeah, I mean, the pitcher should have never put himself in that situation.
Right,
The pitcher was already
right.
behind in the count, and he had the bases loaded regardless. So what did you think the pitcher was going to do? Obviously, he didn't want to walk him and just walk in a run, so he's going to have to throw him a strike.
Now,
It just so happened that Tati sent it to the moon.
now Barry Bonds was walked before with bases loaded.
Because they knew he would put it out there in
Barry
deep
Bonds
center if they weren't
intentionally
careful.
walked with bases loaded.
That's so I don't like the whole thing about baseball with these unwritten rules. You just make the shit up as you go along. Like one day you're upset and you're like, technically back in the 50s, they never did that. That was established then and there. You do not swing on a 3-0 and send it to the moon. Well, don't put it down the pipe.
Well, that's the thing. Like
Don't tempt me.
in high school and Legion, they've got 10-run rules.
They don't do that in baseball.
So,
Or in pros,
what
I'm
I'm
sorry.
saying is that these high school and Legion fans will get mad about a player will steal or try to score when it's 9-0.
It's like,
Right.
dude, we're trying to just get out of here.
Right.
It's 10-0.
If do y'all want to see? Y'all want to lose for 2 more innings?
I was gonna say, y'all
Or
want
do
to
you wanna
sit
lose now?
You want to sit here and see if we can make it
I
15
was
to
about to
nothing?
say, if you wait another inning, it's going to be.
I will admit, I have called a baseball game one time, and we went into the in between innings, and I can't remember who I was calling the game with, but it was for us. But I did look at him and say, I pray to God they score 3 runs right here and it's over.
Yeah,
Because it's ugly.
it's brutal.
At that point, it was like 7-0. We're in the 3rd inning. I'm like, okay, this other team didn't even get off the bus.
hitting the home run, like they aren't even celebrating. They're not even getting mad about them celebrating. They're getting mad
That he hit a home
about
run.
actually doing baseball things.
He did his job.
He didn't Randy Moss moon him.
No,
He didn't bring out the Sharpie.
He didn't go
He
to
didn't
center
bat
field
flip.
and stick a flag in it. No.
Zach, do you think they would have hated Ozzy today for back flipping?
Oh yeah.
Or would they have liked him?
No, he would.
The media would eat it up, but
Yeah.
players would hate him.
I was doing a little statistics. Sorry.
Nice. You're good.
Strikeouts. We're talking about strikeouts, right?
Mm-mm.
Mike Trout, 10 years in the league, 1,140 strikeouts. The first year he was in the league, he only had 135 plate appearances, right?
Right.
Griffey, 10 years in the league, 876 strikeouts. So he's 200 less, and in his first year, he had 500 plate appearances, not 100. So 200 less strikeouts in the same time frame, with a lot more plate appearances for Griffey.
How many total strikeouts do you say?
1176. Let's see. No, 1140 in a 10-year career. Griffey in his first 10 years had 876.
Scroll down. Are you on Major League Baseball Reference? Scroll down to Trout's strikeouts per 162 games.
Where do you find that at?
If you'll find the strikeout column,
I did, yeah.
And go all the way to the bottom, right below the totals, it says 162 game. So that's what I was on.
152. I didn't know what that was.
All right, you ready for this one? Albert Pujols, Zach. In 20 years, in 1,200 at-bats, or plate appearances, 10,000 at-bats, 12,000 at-bats, plate appearance, 10,000 at-bats, he has struck out a grand total of 1,290 times.
That's really good.
That's exactly 150 more than Trout has right now. Let's extrapolate the rest of the season.
Double, because 9 more years, right?
They're going to play 60 games. So basically, by the end of next year, in Trout's 11th season, he will pass Pujols in strikeouts in 21 seasons. Like Trout would have to not strike
on this.
Trout would not have to strike out for 10 years to be the same as Albert Pujols in swinging and missing. That's just ridiculous how good Pujols is. Look at this, Hunter. Not a single 100-year strikeout, 100 strikeout year in 20 years of baseball. That's incredible. That's Tony Gwynn level. I don't even got Tony Gwynn's. I know he's never struck out damn 100 times. I would imagine more than anything. Couple other things I had on some baseball and stuff before we get out of here. Not that. We talked Kiff Notre Dame, blah, blah. Oh, Cam Newton. Did y'all see that?
Oh, he's dancing.
Raptors take a 6-point lead right now to give you guys an update.
There we go.
Cam has been
dancing.
No, not that.
Oh, well, he has been dancing. He's dead. Did you see that video from him at Pat's camp dancing?
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
They interviewed Belichick and asked him about him, and they said he would not be against a platoon at quarterback if that's what makes our team best win. So he said he's willing to do anything that gives our team a chance to win. That's kind of some eye-opening. That's some eye-opening statement there, Hunter.
Listen,
isn't he willing? Isn't he willing to do anything to win? He just stated it out loud.
Yeah,
I'm willing to do anything to win. That includes deflating balls, spying on the other team's practices, spying on the other team's camps.
But I will say this: I don't think Belichick would, and especially, I don't think offensive coordinator. God, what's his name? Why is his name escaping me? Yeah, I don't think McDaniels would really like calling for a platoon quarterback.
Nah.
I think that he would much rather them just decide to go with one and just ride it out. It'd be easier that way on himself, because then he can just have the offense tailored to what it has to do for Cam, ride it out. If Cam doesn't work out, we'll go to the drawing board during the next week of practice and have the next guy ready.
As far as football reasons, I honestly don't mind a platoon at that position for certain reasons. The biggest problem with it is
they're all different play styles.
Well, not that. It's quarterbacks, Hunter.
Oh, they're divas.
Yeah.
They're divas.
You got to think about it this way. If every time all the other positions are graded almost every play, everything.
Mm-hmm.
At quarterback, a lot of times that position is solidified and it's your job. And when your job is threatened, like you look over your shoulder. So like think about, Hunter, if we're on a platoon and I throw a pick, does that mean I'm even going to get back on the platoon on the next round?
Yeah, that's a good question.
So it's a real mental problem for the quarterbacks to have, because that's something that they never do almost on every level, except maybe in high school where they'll rotate some guys.
Yeah.
But for the most part,
and the only
they don't take guys out because you don't want to lose rhythm. If
right, and the only time they ever take a guy out is if they're running a special package.
How good would Baltimore be if they just had two groupings behind Lamar that just ran the ball? just pounded it out like that. They rotated them in, and like with RG3 or Tebow and to that nation.
Well,
and all
they
that.
have the quote unquote the Heisman package,
right.
where it's Lamar Jackson, RG3, and Mark Ingram, because they've all won Heismans before, but they all go in there, and it's almost like a triple option threat because you don't really know what they're going to do with it. They could give it to Mark Ingram. What you don't know about it either is Lamar keeping it? Is Lamar giving it to RG3? If he gives it to RG3, is RG3 going to throw it forward because he's a quarterback and he's got an arm? So that can be pretty dangerous. And they just drafted a running back, if I'm not mistaken, in the second round, J.K. Dobbins. So I think they're going to be going towards a really run-heavy offense in Baltimore. But yeah, I know what you mean by the diva stuff, because who are we talking about right now? I mean, we're talking about Cam Newton.
Well, that yeah.
Like I don't.
I wasn't even referring to Cam in general. I was referring to quarterbacks.
I
in
know,
general.
but it's just one of those things where it's like truthfully, I don't think it would be a smart idea to do that.
It's a weird thing, like Hunter, like say at quarterback, like when you're playing, you always wonder, or a lot of times you're wondering if your teammates have your back, believe in you. Are they wanting to replace you?
I was say, or are they looking for your downfall?
Like if they run Stidham out there, how many players on that team are going to be like, why is Cam not out here?
Yep.
And then if Cam's out there acting like a fool and they're losing, the younger guy's going to be like,
well, why is
Stidham not out here when they drafted him? Are they going to get rid of me for somebody random? Like there's just it's a tough situation to handle. I don't think Cam's the right quarterback to do a platoon with at all.
No. No. I don't think personality-wise he'll take it very well. He might come out and say, if he gets rumor of it and someone asks him in a press conference, he'll probably just, be professional about it. But behind closed doors, he's probably like, ain't no way in hell I'm letting this Stidham kid come out here.
I don't think this is my opinion. I think Cam is going to be the starter, and I think Hoyer and Stidham is going. They're putting all the reps in to see which one of them's going to be the backup.
Well, I mean, I know which one I would go with.
Hoyer.
I would go with Stidham.
Would you really?
And it's only because I know what I'm getting.
Because he's younger.
Ware. Yeah, that's exactly why.
I mean, Hoyer's.
I know what I'm getting.
He can come
Hoyer.
in and play. I mean, he can come in and play. But he's probably one of the top backups in the league.
That's what I'm saying though. Is like I know what I'm getting with him,
so
but
you're not developing your later.
I was going to say, but I drafted Stidham.
Yeah.
And I need to know. I need to know if he is going to be kind of the guy, because I'm probably going to be in a prime position next year to draft one of these quarterbacks. So
yeah, that's what I was telling you.
That's just what I would do. Hoyer is there for developmental purposes for Stidham, and I think Stidham is the true number 2. And if he really is still trying to win at some point, Belichick this year, then he just goes Cam at 1. I think that's just the best thing for them.
It took Tony Gwynn 7 years to get a total of 152 strikeouts. Which is what Trout averages.
What was his 162 game average?
You really don't want to hear all this.
Is it ridiculous? Is it 30? 30?
29.
Oh, my gosh.
You nailed it.
That's unbelievable.
Hunter.
Unbelievable.
Total strikeouts, 434. 434 strikeouts total in his career.
That is unbelievable. He played, what, 21 years?
20 years.
20.
It takes Trout
3
years on average to pass Tony Gwynn's.
I don't care who you put up against that stat.
It's amazing.
Griffey had a great bat.
Yeah. He wasn't a hitter like that.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it wasn't that.
That's ridiculous. I got to pull that stat up with my buddy tonight.
434 total strikeouts in his career, average of 29 per 162
That's
games.
ridiculous.
If his batting average, you mean do his batting average as far as
323?
No, I'm talking about his strikeout average. If it was a batting average, it'd be like 0.5.
What was his career average? 320, 323?
I just had it up. 338.
Wow. That's sick.
338 career in 20 years, not 10 years, 20 years of batting. 338.
That's ridiculous.
So Trout's best average ever was 326.
It's very good.
Here's Tony Gwynn's: 351, 370, 336, 358, 394, 368, 353, 372, 338 in his last year.
This is ridiculous.
His last year in the majors, 324.
That's ridiculous.
Trout's best of his career is 326.
Now, when you
And
see
Tony
a picture
Gwynn's
of this guy,
last
he looks like he's
year,
eating potato chips on the couch.
yeah, he was fat. You know what he looks like, don't you?
Yeah,
You've
I
seen
know
Tony.
Tony.
I know we got it
Yeah.
wrong. That was good.
He couldn't be any nicer. Zach, I want
good.
to finish up your thoughts on this. Did you see the race